Well, for more on this story, let's go to Jonathan Sacerdoti, our correspondent in London. Jonathan, Sergei Lavrov dismissing these claims, but they're not new in the UK, correct? Karen Martin today sort of confirming what many people have suspected has been going on over the past few years already.
Caleb, that's right. Karen Martin being very clear in that speech, saying in this Times newspaper publication, that there have been these attacks on British infrastructure, including, worryingly, that one on the electricity supply of the nation on election day. And this comes just after Theresa May, the Prime Minister, also in a foreign policy speech that she would give as Prime Minister once a year at the Lord Mayor's dinner. She also gave a clear warning to Russia that Britain wouldn't put up with meddling. She said Britain knows what Russia is doing. So these seem to be coordinated, clear signals to Russia that Britain is concerned about meddling in elections, meddling in information, meddling in news, and even hacking attacks.
Jonathan, as you know, Russian interference in both the media in general and the election specifically in the United States is an extremely partisan issue, and in some ways that has paralyzed the U.S. government in how to deal with that. How is it playing in the United Kingdom, and is there clarity, is there one voice in terms of how they're going to deal with it going forward?
Well, everybody from all walks of life and all parts of the political spectrum are, of course, against this kind of meddling and interference. There are differences of opinion on how strong this influence can be, especially in the case of things like Twitter bots. Thousands of Russian Twitter bots have been identified, for example, around the Brexit vote, the referendum, which saw a majority of the British people choose to leave the European Union. It said that there were many, many automated Twitter accounts run from Russia trying to influence people's opinions. There are those who say that while that's undesirable, people still went out and voted for who had convinced them of the opinions one way or the other, and that sort of interference maybe isn't as serious as hacking email, hacking power supply, and actual hacking and cyber attacks of the kind that we're seeing Russia accused of elsewhere in the world. Either way, though, this is something that there's unity over. This is something that Britain doesn't want to see. And Theresa May, in her speech, will, of course, also have been hoping to send a signal not just to Russia, but to the wider world, saying that as Britain does negotiate its exit from the EU, it will still be taking a leading role in the Western nations, among those Western nations, at fighting this Russian influence, this undue Russian influence.
All right, Jonathan Sacerdoti in London, thanks very much.